WBBB Atlanta, we are back again. We are enjoying ourselves, and as usual, we are playing it by ear. TruthBeToldPod4.com. We'd like to welcome you. I am your host, Scott Baker. To my right, the international sensation, Luis Fernandez. We got a patent that. And also, fresh from GNC, just picked up a bottle of pills. Muscle enhancers. Wolf Griffin, ladies and gentlemen.
How do you do? Drink milk, eat vegetables.
Do you go to GNC?
Not today, but I do, yes.
You have a membership?
Yeah.
You look like it.
Oh,
Good.
wow.
There's a lot going on, man. There's a lot of emotions, a lot of thoughts. We've been having technical issues, you know. We've been getting rid of viruses, dealing with job interviews, and people that are supposed to be hiring you with bad customer service. How can you judge me on a customer service position when you don't know how to run yours? We have a lot of issues that we're going to bring to the table today. You know, like back in the day, you could buy a product and everything you needed to make that product work came included. And nowadays, everything is sold individually. It's all about profit. And how does anybody ever expect anybody to come up, to get over the hump, to be better, to do better? We're always fighting the struggle to get the minimum, man, because it's so much. It takes so much to do what used to be thoughtless.
We live in a batteries not included society.
I'll tell you exactly what society we live in, gentlemen.
Tell us.
You have to forgive me. When I started this show, I wanted to be nice and calm. But apparently I can't be. Nothing pisses me off more than we're coming here trying to do this show for everybody to enjoy and learn from. Mm-hmm. But no. Why can't we just get on a computer and start our program? If there's some people you want to get your hands on, it's the little weasel who's probably sitting there, dateless, friendless, muscleless, making these viruses and putting them out just to piss everybody off. There's no sense in that. You have all this talent in the world, and the idea that you would use it to just mess with people pisses me off. And those are the people you cannot find.
You don't want to piss Wolf off.
Well, I mean, no, you don't.
Nobody likes to see the nice guy mad. Because usually when nice guys get mad, it's not pretty. It is not pretty. I even had a moment myself. I consider myself a pretty even-keeled person. But it's only so much I can take. And Lou seen that. We were at work the other night, and I had to take a power walk. And for me to have to take a power walk, that means a button had to be pushed. That should have never been. Like that self-destruct button that blinks red and gives you 15 seconds.
Wow. What you need is that Staples Easy button.
We can't afford it. And we have to download the driver for it. Yes. And then once you download the driver, you'll probably get a virus. And then once you get a virus, you're going to have to reboot the computer after you get rid of the virus.
The virus was called Happily. Happily.
We've been having some issues, man. I mean, we're gonna fight for y'all, so y'all can fight to pay us, because we're working hard over here. And this is not a free industry. This is not a hobby. We're actually trying to do what most people won't even think about, because the market is so bad. The market is so bad for people who want to start their own businesses and do their own thing. There's no loan money. There's no anything.
Loan is a joke.
If you actually have any money in the bank, you might want to hold on to it, because you don't know at any moment, you know, Georgia is an at-will state where jobs can get rid of you and not have to give you a reason.
That's right.
So what security do we have? You know, even Social Security. Back in the day, Social Security meant something. It means nothing now. It means absolutely nothing. So my question is, what do we do with all these things that lead you pretty much to nowhere? It's almost like the system is set up for failure.
Because the system is set up to make someone else money and not you. That's the way it is.
Well,
how do you combat that?
You become someone else.
You do your own thing. You somehow come out with a product, just like actually can't mention his name because we'll get in trouble. But you have to do something for yourself and make a business for yourself. Now, there's no job out there that's gonna really pay you what you're worth.
Oh my God.
You have to do something and make a fortune for yourself.
The desperation on the job market is crazy. I'm a person that considers myself to have a strong resume, good work experience. I've been working consistently since I've been 14. I'm 29. So I've been 15 years a working man. And you'd be surprised at the offers and the jobs that I can't even get an interview for, which I'm already taking a step down to even take. It's crazy, man. I can remember when I got hired at this popular retailer that we all work at. I can remember the interview. I've never had an interview like that before. They were pretty much setting me up to tell me, we're not going to pay you a lot because we're in a recession. And probably even if we weren't in a recession, we still weren't going to pay you much more.
Absolutely not.
But if you look at the past 10 years on this popular retailer, they have progressively gotten cheaper on what they pay people. People made more money in the late 90s than they do now in 2012. I made more money in high school than I do now. And just saying that, it's like, wow, do I want to edit that out? It's embarrassing. Man, I made more money in high school than I do now.
And everything even costs more.
Yeah.
Prices and everything's gone up. Wages have gone down. You can't even get hours anymore. Benefits, forget about it.
And then you get hours and you get too much overtime and they want you to work it off.
Yeah.
How do you work off overtime?
Well, a lot of companies aren't even hiring full-time anymore. They just hire part-time. So if they cut back your hours and you're already working part-time, we're talking McDonald's money.
And the bad thing about it is McDonald's hires them a lot better than some other jobs.
Yes, they
right now.
most certainly do.
McDonald's, 15 years ago, people were like, oh, I'm not working at McDonald's. Man, when I tell you, people are beating down the door. I seen the guy show up to McDonald's in a full suit and had a handful of resumes.
Yep.
Dead serious.
Yeah.
I'm in the process right now of trying to find a better job, and I've actually went on an interview, and I've just been called today for a second interview, and then I'm told I have to take a personality test, and then I'm told I'll get to meet the boss of the company, and then if they like me from that point, from 4 trips, I'll have to spend gas money and find a babysitter, then maybe I'll be considered for the job.
What if you have no personality?
The
You're
job
up shit's
needed.
creek.
You might get hired if you have no personality.
Right.
You really might
It's kind
get
of a
hired.
catch-22.
Mhm.
It's kind of a catch-22. But I'm figuring since the job is customer service based, then my previous experience in customer service should serve me well.
But look at the customer service you got.
The
And
lady,
they're hired.
the lady that called me back, she hates her job, And I don't appreciate that because I'm working very hard to get this job. Now, if you hate your job, that's one thing, but don't ruin what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get out of a hole. I'm trying to finance this career that you're hearing right now. But in order to do this, I have to make that. And in order to get to that, I have to deal with her. And she was extremely rude on the phone. Just throughout this entire process with this company, I've had to submit and resubmit paperwork and resumes over and over. And then the day she tells me, you need to send me your resume again because it's not on your candidate profile. And I said, well, the other lady that called me, I sent it to her. Well, she's not at work today, so you need to send it to me.
Good Lord.
It took everything in me not to say something smart back because my life the past few years, I'm automatically defensive. I don't even realize it. I'm quick-witted. Anytime anybody says anything to me, I automatically think of a response before I even say it. I'm like, wait a minute, inappropriate for this situation.
I was victim of that today.
I apologize, Wolf. It was a joke. I am a product of my environment. I've taken so much bad mouthing and talking to that instantly when somebody says something that I think is smart, before I can even realize what I'm saying, I fire something back.
I didn't say anything. I was just trying to help.
Please elaborate for the audience.
It was your son.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain this. Wolf recently has had some physical issues to where he is rehabbing and getting his body back into shape. He had a very bad accident. So we try to be conscious. You know, he's not supposed to lift anything heavy. He's not supposed to any sudden movements. You know, there's a lot of specifications of things that he cannot do. And my son wanted to be picked up, and he's taking a liking to Wolf, which is fine. But seeing as how Wolf doesn't really need to be lifting a 5-pound dumbbell, and my son weighs approximately 33 pounds, I figured that wouldn't be a good move for his health. And as soon as he picked my son
For
up,
Wolf's health.
for Wolf's health, and as soon as he picked my son up, he was wincing in pain. So, so naturally, I had to say something smart to let him know, hey man, you're not being intelligent right now. You're making a bad decision and you know it. And what's the reason? You know, it goes back to being crazy. Why would you do something that doesn't make sense? And I kind of said some smart things that I, you know, in hindsight, I could have probably toned it down, but that's me, man.
He told me to call my ex Cassie. I'm sure you probably remember from the other show, the girl who had she was intelligently challenged, intelligent issues. He told me to call her and go dancing.
You know, if he wants to pick up 33-pound kids, you might as well go dancing. And as soon as you dip her, you're going to be reminded of why did I do any of this? But like I was saying, Wolf was making a very, very, very uninformed decision, to say the least. So I felt it was my duty to show him that in a way that made him think, and it did. And he said, Mr. Scott. And I said, ouch, did I deserve that? And I'm like, not necessarily that you deserved it, but I'm trying to make you aware, man. I already feel bad because when he had his previous health scare, he was leaving my house. So naturally I'm going to feel bad and I'm going to be protective now when he comes over that nothing happens to this